This is the relief of the Bosnian Valley of the Pyramids. The town of Visoko is here in the valley. The key structure is the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, right here. This is north, east, west, south. Sun. Love Pyramid, Moon Pyramid, Temple of Mother Earth, the two triangular faces, half radius, Pyramid of Dragon, and all the way in the corner, the tumulus in the village of Ratnica. The ancients were very careful how they're gonna lay out their structures. And they knew that in nature there is something called sacred geometry. When you have elements of sacred geometry applied, you have movement of the energy. What are the elements of sacred geometry? Number one, equilateral triangle. Why? 3 points in space we can connect in unlimited number of ways, but only one way gives us equilateral triangle, the same length of the sides and inner angles at 60 degrees. Like this one here, the green line, Pyramid of the Sun, Moon and Dragon. Or here, Sun, Moon, Dragon. Follow the blue line, top of the Sun, top of the Moon, top of the Dragon, and back to the Sun. 2.2 kilometers, or to be more precise, 2,180 meters. So equilateral triangle is one. Hexagon is another one. You will see in the park, all our pavilions, they have hexagonal shape. Why hexagon? When you look from the center of hexagon, you connect with those points, you are getting 6 equilateral triangles, and equilateral triangle in 2D is a triangle, in 3D it's a pyramid, so it's like 6 pyramids. The next one is number pi, or P, 3.14. The next one is number phi, golden number, golden section, 1.618. The next one is Fibonacci spiral, or golden section spiral. So these are elements of sacred geometry. The next one is flower of life. All these elements can be seen in the nature. For example, Fibonacci spiral, which is based on golden section number, 1.618. From the seashells, you can see on the shell the spiral. All the way to the flowers in the nature, to the spiral galaxies, Fibonacci spiral, or golden section spiral. We, humans, we are made using the Fibonacci spiral. For example, our fingers, they have 3 bones. This is the smallest bone right here. This is a little bit bigger bone, and this is the biggest bone. This biggest bone, comparing to this one here, is bigger for 1.6 times. The second bone, right here, is bigger than this one for 1.6 times. Our face, you start with the nose, spiral, eyes, chin, forehead. Our DNA, Fibonacci spiral. So this is a cosmic model how to create the life, Fibonacci spiral. In Egypt, I discovered there are 3 Fibonacci spirals, the way how the pyramids are laid out. Or the chambers, you start from the king's chamber, bottom, half of the height, the very top of the pyramid. Spirals. Here in Bosnia, we have 5 spirals. Over here, I think we have painted only 3 of them. In order to explain some of the spirals, we need to watch what's happening in the valley. Water is always the most important element. Why? Yes, water is life. But for the pyramids, water, when it moves, it's kinetic energy. When it moves, it creates negative ions. Water is very important. This is River Fonica, dark blue, coming from over there. This here is east-west. West, east, east-west. It flew east-west. And then the pyramid builders built the Pyramid of Dragon here and Temple of Mother Earth here. So look what's happening with the river. It makes remarkable 90 degrees turn, and instead flowing this way, now it's flowing south-north. It's flowing north. It means that the place where two rivers meet, and the other one is this one here, is called River Bosna, the largest Bosnian river, which continues to the north, to Croatia, River Sava. It means that this estuary, or mouth of two rivers, is artificially made point in space. So instead of flowing this way, 90 degrees turn ends up right here. So this place, since it is artificially made, is very important for sacred geometry. Now let's follow the red lines. This Fibonacci spiral starts from the mouth, going to the top of the moon pyramid, touching one corner of Temple of Mother Earth, touching the other one, and touching the top of that pyramid hill. In science, if you have more than 2 points, 3, 4, 5, and so on, it means it is not natural, but artificially made. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next one, the violet. We start at the mouth of two rivers. Fibonacci spiral intersects with the top of the Sun Pyramid. It goes through the entrance to the Ramnet tunnels all the way to the top of the tumulus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably there are more points, but we have not researched them yet. Next one. Here is the Love Pyramid. We start from the top of the Love Pyramid, top of the Sun, top of the Temple of Mother Earth, top of the Dragon, top of the tumulus. 5 points. Of course, it is not a coincidence. It is not a natural. So like I said, they were very careful how they're gonna lay out their structures, locations. So it was really amazing. When you have time, you can go through all these billboards. We have not one triangle, but we have 2 triangles here. Triangles also Egyptian pyramids. Khufu, Cheops, Mykerinos or Mekauri, and one pyramid hill called Gebel Gibli. 1 kilometer between them. In Bolivia, Tijuanaco, Plaza, Acapena Pyramid, Pumapumco, 1 kilometer. In our case, it's approximately 2 kilometers. On this billboard over there, the first illustration, yes. Now, look at the red triangle. Red triangle connects the top of 3 pyramids. To the upper left is the Sun Pyramid. To the right is the top of the Moon Pyramid. Bottom left is the top of Dragon Pyramid. There's a triangle that I already explained here. And now we make that circle touching those 3 points. That circle has the same central point like the triangle. And now we use the same diameter circle, and we start from the center point. We go to the right, this circle touching the top of the Moon Pyramid, going down, touching the top of Dragon. Then another circle from the center, going through the top of Dragon, top of the Sun, coming back to the central part. Then from the central, Sun, Moon, and so on. In spiritual sense, this is called flower of life. Flower of life. Now, we have not one, but we have 3 flowers of life. The second illustration is showing that the next flower of life is created by 2 structures called the Sun and the Love Pyramid, and 2 pyramid hills, Krtnica and Chetnica. And all the way to the right, the third flower of life. This time we use the triangle for the inner circles. So you see how the ancient builders were playing with the millions of tons of materials, like they were Lego blocks, that kids are playing with. So when we ask ourselves who built them, obviously they were very, very advanced. On the t-shirt I have, we have, you see, this is the t-shirt we sell. This is the new design from this year. We have the mouth of two rivers, top of the sun, and here Ravne tunnels and tumulus. But also, when you draw the line from tumulus to top of the sun and tumulus to Ravne tunnels, you have two same lengths. This triangle is called isosceles triangle, two same length. Not three is equilateral and two is isosceles. And when we compare the length of this distance between sun and the Ravne and between sun and tumulus and Ravne and tumulus, this length is bigger than this one here for 1.618 times. Golden section. I mean, that's amazing. So it is from here to there, and from here to here, and from here to there. So the ancients were smart. So we can learn from them. I started today talk with the words archaeologists and historians are teaching us that pyramids belong to the past. If there were burial sites, they belong to those people who were buried there. I'm saying no. The knowledge of the pyramids, they belong to the present and the future. About the purpose, which I mentioned already, from communication and water and health and food and immunity and so on, to a lot of knowledge that's been incorporated there. Astronomical knowledge, calendar knowledge. Egyptian pyramids. Number pi, 3.14. The length of sides, 231. Two sides, 462. Divided by height, 146. The result is 3.14. Officially, this number will not be known to humanity until ancient Greek, 2500. And if that pyramid was built 4500, how did they know? So obviously, historians don't know. They knew because the original builders knew that. They knew the power of elements of sacred geometry. Of course, Egyptian pyramids were built more than 30,000 years, but that's another presentation. So, a lot of things that we can learn from and a lot of knowledge. You know, when you're on the top of the sun pyramid and the sun is going this way and the shadow of the sun pyramid, which is triangular, move in the valley, the middle of August, that shadow completely covers the moon of the moon pyramid, and top of the shadow touches the top of the moon pyramid. The summer solstice, the shadow form another triangular pyramid here, and top of the shadow the same like top of the moon pyramid, but only looking from the top of the sun pyramid. What does it tell us? The top of the sun pyramid was used as the astronomical observatory. So you see how many elements they were able to incorporate here. That's amazing. This site is the most amazing site in the world. All right. I mentioned several times that we don't really receive the government money. We don't rely on, the finance. Everything is free here. All we charge is actually entrance to the tunnels, and we have one souvenir shop, the first one close to the tunnels, but we try to sell stuff that are really practical. Besides the shirts like this one here, water. That's high vibrating water. So we instruct people, hey, you take this little bottle, which is, how much? 5 euros, I think. Little cap, you put in 1 liter of regular water in glass bottle. So from 1 little bottle you can make 20 liters of water, leave it overnight, and then you can drink it because the pyramid water has the superior information. It vibrates higher. It's like when you take water and some color. You take a drop of color, all of a sudden everything is colored. The same thing goes with the pyramid water. It has superior information. It has higher vibration. And everything in our life is about the vibration. So we sell the water, we sell the ionizer, very good, because they produce negative ions. So we don't have made in China products, everything we make, and we try to be very practical. Okay, do you have any questions? If not, that's all I had for you today. Thank you for coming here. Enjoy the rest of your trip. Recommend us to your friends, and come back again. And now we have a group of volunteers today with us. And I could see them today. Istok asked them, to help us a little bit to keep the park clean. People who come here very often, they can always see me with the gloves. Why do I have gloves? I don't like, first of all, when I see garbage on the, in the park. But you clean the park, and you can see a lot of kids, you can see a lot of adults. People come and they can see a place that is clean. When it's clean, people like that, consciously and subconsciously. If they like it, and I help to keep it clean, it means my role is to serve them, Maybe you could see that poster about spirituality. I put serving others. That's spirituality. Of course, we know spirituality, like India, you have those gurus, they spend years and years meditating. Some of them, they go to caves, completely without the sound. Yeah, but we cannot have 8 billion people going to caves, right? So when I think about the spirituality, serving others, that's very high level of spirituality. I'm not doing that because of I'm doing that because of myself. And I'm doing it with a smile. Sometimes the guests come, they see me cleaning and picking up the garbage. They say, "Are you the youngest one here?" Or, "How about your employees? Why don't they clean?" That's not the point. So you do that. And sometimes they say, "Oh, you need to clean after those kids." They don't. That's not the point. I do it because I want to do it with a smile, because if I become nervous, if I start, criticizing the kids, this is the way how we affect our body. And experiments of Masaru Emoto with the water. You take city water with no form, you tell her that you love her, and you love her, and you mean that. The water starts vibrating higher, changing the molecular structure to hexagonal. We are 80% water. So if we are saying bad stuff to ourselves or to other people, we have bad thoughts. This is what we do to ourselves. And the opposite. If you think positively, if you do something good and you are happy because of that, if you are sure, if you give, then you vibrate higher. So the gloves is not just for the show, no. It is for ourselves. So I really appreciate our volunteers coming here and coming year after year, so many of them. So I'm so proud of them, and I learn from them. They come to another country, and of all the countries to Bosnia. War, this and that, corruption,
Yeah, but I do have one question.
Yes.
It's slow to ask. But when does the beam that comes out of the pyramid,
Yes.
when it's raining, does it affect
No.
the energy?
No.
Or it's
No.
okay.
No. This is what affects the beam. It affects the strength of the energy of our mother planet. More than 12,000 years back, when our planet was much, much healthier, because when that catastrophe came and, global floods and earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, our planet becomes much weaker. So the energy below the pyramid, starting from the iron and the water, it's much weaker. So when you have energy amplifier, amplifying the energy, if it is weak, it will be a little bit stronger. But if the strong energy, you amplify it, it's much, much stronger. So this is the first thing that when it comes to the energy. The second one, it depends on the cosmic bodies. We did experiments, that was July 28, 2018. That was a rare cosmic occurrence. We have almost 5 planets in the same on the same line. Yes, we have alignments. It was the Sun and the Venus and the Earth and of course Moon and the Earth and the Mars. So we have 5 of them. And we measure the strength of the signal during the daytime and after 9:15 p.m. When we had the moon eclipse. During the eclipse, the strength of the signal was 2 times stronger, meaning that the power between the planets affect the strength of the energy on our planet. So these are 2 major things that we could measure. And as far as the dark or as far as the rain or snow, no. No, because we measure it in the spring and summer and fall and the winter. Beam is always there and the strength is pretty much the same.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, thank you very much.